Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? Welcome in to the very first COD Ireland League broadcast. It is week one. The league has begun today and we already have teams kicking off, getting ready to get games going for the season ahead. Super excited to be here, folks. Think we got a really fun evening of games ahead, covering Belfast Storm versus Team Dog, and then a game after that to follow as well. We will be running till probably 11 o'clock. We're going to have a great evening here, folks. Thank you very much to everyone who's coming in. I hope you enjoy what we have for you this evening. For those of you who don't know, who may not be paying attention to the chat, I will be trying to pay attention to the chat as best as I can during this broadcast. Although it's my first time running things at this level again, so forgive me if there's a little bit mistakes here and there. But to let you know, we are running on a 1 minute delay to protect the competitive integrity of the game. So if you're wondering why things are a little delayed in responses, what's going on, that is why. But folks, super excited to get into these games. Hopefully these teams will be ready to go shortly. We're pretty much ready to go on my end in terms of everything that we provide. Again, you know, even though we're trying to put like a fancy production behind this and it's not the complete package yet, we're trying to put something fancy behind it, but be aware it is a one-man show. I'm trying to run this all myself in terms of what you are visually seeing on the stream. So apologize if there's some hitches, things don't go right. I'm not even noticing at times the frame rate is being a little bit weird on me here today, so do forgive me of that. It's a learning balance for me as well. It's been a while, but super excited to get going. And the first thing I want to say to the chat here is thank you all so much for coming in and checking out the stream already. 44 of you watching, if my statistics are currently correct, so really appreciate the love and support that people have been showing Call of Duty Ireland. Remember, if this is new to you and you have not heard of this before, please do consider joining the Discord if you want to get involved in COD Ireland activities or keep up to date with the league. We are live over on TikTok as well, if anyone's watching on TikTok, given the way that I think TikTok is going to be running today with some of the issues that I've faced. I highly recommend coming over to Twitch. And for those of you who want to know, the VOD of this will be being saved over onto YouTube. It'll be here for a couple of days. It'll be here on Twitch for a couple of days if teams want to get clips, whatever it may be. But it will then go over to YouTube, so you get to see it in higher quality and enhanced bitrate, because I'm recording it as well. I'm recording it at a better bitrate, so it should hopefully be a clearer image. And again, it's a test run on some of these things, everything running at once. Forgive some hitches if they happen, but folks, god damn, I'm excited. Did Optic sign up? No, we got in contact with Optic, and just from chatting to them, we just thought, you know what, not our standard, not our level. We bring a different level here to COD Ireland that is higher than Optic Texas. That's the first of many lies I'm going to tell you here this evening, folks. But my god, we are going to get into this very shortly. And folks, I'm preparing a lot of things in the background for these games. This is the very first time that I am actually running a stream myself where I'm going to be flipping the graphics from one stream to the next. So there will be a bit of an intermission time between the first and second game, and when we run these broadcasts on the weekly and try and do 3 games, there'll be intermissions between all of those. Expect them to be around 15 minutes. So once we get game 1 done, go get a drink, leave the stream on in the background, of course, and come back, and game 2 will be there then and ready to go. And folks, I'm seeing over 50 people watching. You guys are insane. Really appreciate the love and support. I know I'm kind of rinsing it now, but I do think we have a really fantastic evening ahead of us, and I just need to make sure to keep an eye on this chat to make sure to get ready for the game code. Hopefully we do get the game code coming in shortly. I know the team said they wanted to start at 9. I pushed them to start a little earlier, and gracious for that, but maybe the game will run quick. Who knows? I mean, we got Belfast Storm, a team who may be looking to go and try and win this whole thing. I mean, they've been doing some fantastic promotion, like for COD Ireland and for themselves. They're kind of really getting behind what we've got going on here in terms of investing their time into it, which we really do appreciate here as well. So that roster they put together looks dangerous. And Team Dog, not gonna lie, I don't know much about them, but have they got that dog in them? Have they got that fight? Are they going to be looking to deal an early blow to Belfast Storm here in game 1, their very first game for these two teams, the inaugural opening day of the COD Ireland League? Folks, I have been waffling. Without further ado, I want to show you the maps and modes that we're playing today, provided I actually did get this right, one of the many things that I'm setting up. Without further ado, let's get into it. See, folks, map number 1 is going to take us over to a vault hardpoint. Be really interesting to see how both these teams fare up against each other on this map. One of the maps that I feel like for Hardpoint really does work. You know, it's one of the few maps that does punish you for not having those spawns properly. In a way, it does actually kind of feel a little bit like those classic maps in regards to how it works for Hardpoint, which, you know, it's hard to get given the way that this game is played at times. You know, it's been a rough game overall for the map, so glad to see maps like this at least working in certain modes. But moving on to map number 2, we will find ourselves over onto a Protocol Search and Destroy, the Mystic Island of Protocol. Again, these maps that are being picked, it's clear that these teams, they kind of know what they're doing, right? Because let's be honest, we do have our favorites cropping up early on here in the Black Ops 6 season, and Protocol Search and Destroy, one of those maps that just works. The ARs hold the long lanes, be very dangerous, and from there it's just how do the subs get in and around the map and cause damage themselves. I'm sure these players will show us a thing or two about how that is done. But moving on to map number 3, once again finding ourselves on Protocol, but this time on Control, as you get to watch that beautiful map reel again, these panning shots done by yours truly, Zepcast. And I mean, look, however this map plays in Search and Destroy, it plays very similarly in Control, and one thing is for certain, both of these teams are going to be relying on the jobs that their ARs can do. But who will be able to come out on top with those ARs is the big question. Again, one of those questions that we will have the answer to shortly. And if we go past map 3, we move on to a different map, this time onto a little Skyline Hardpoint. And this personal favorite map of mine, potentially a fan favorite map if I'm hearing the word on the street correctly. And this map can be intense, it can be fast paced, but the ARs can also do the damage, as you can see down those long lanes. Rotations are also going to be key. It's going to be about who can slay out, who can have the most map control. And if it gets to this point, it'll be a team looking to end it right there and not risk it going all the way, because if it does, they are back on this map for a Search and Destroy, where the pace has to come right down, the pressure is ramped right up, and these teams have to bring their A game or else they will be in real trouble. All right, you've gone all the way. The pressure's high. You've just played the map. Who's learned from their mistakes? Who knows how to play the map better now? And who is going to come away with that victory if it goes right down to the wire? Folks, those are the 5 maps you will be seeing potentially in this game this evening, as we take a look. Division 1 Group B kicking off with Belfast Storm versus Team Dog. Your maps, your modes, but who are going to be your winners of series number 1? Whew! I mean, this is good. That is good. I really personally like this kind of map selection that we've got going here at the moment. Having a 1-2-2, a nice little vault to shake things up, then really kind of getting into what these teams are going to be able to bring to the table when it comes to just a map on the overall beyond the mode. I mean, picture this. Team Dog come out with a bit of a shocker, win that vault hardpoint. Belfast Storm, they love a Protocol, absolutely dominate. Then it comes down to who likes that Skyline, and maybe a team has a different mode they prefer. All I'm saying is there's a lot of potential variables in this series that could bring it all the way or have it end in a swift 3-0. Either way, I don't think we're going to want to miss it. Do you? Because I don't. I definitely am not going to want to miss it. I think we are in for an absolute worldie of a game. But folks, don't go anywhere. I'm going to leave you on this screen as we get a couple of final things set up on our end and we get ready to go for this game. Belfast Storm versus Team Dog. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to come out on top, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments. folks, without further ado, I think we could be ready to go on this one, as the lads are in and seemingly ready for a vault hardpoint. Best of luck to both of these teams as we get into this one. Belfast Storm versus Team Dog. Vault hardpoint. Who will come out on top? Again, I've been seeing you guys in the comments. I'm seeing the viewers. We got a lot of you guys in. Appreciate you. And hopefully this game one is not going to disappoint. As we are in. We are nearly ready to go. I believe if I'm hearing things correctly. Everyone's in the lobby. Now it is just about getting this one underway. Okay. Folks, without further ado, it looks like we're ready to go. We are going to be loading into this map number 1. A cheeky little vault hardpoint. And best of luck to both of these teams as we get into this one. Who is starting off warmer? And will they be able to keep that heat going all the way, or will it be a tit for tat affair right till the death? We are about to find out. The first game of the COD Ireland League begins right here, right now. Hype in the chat, folks. We are getting ready to go alongside all these players. Woo! 10 seconds. And it's time to bring you in. Let's get down to business. Game number 1 following. Jordy Scanlad to begin with. Again, the colors, folks, forgive me, the colors will be messed up off this game 1. There's always a mistake in here somewhere. So blue is Belfast Storm and red is Team Dog. There's Jordy Scanlad picking up a kill on team, or should I say, I'm gonna make this mistake now quite a lot myself, but we already have Belfast Storm doing a good job early on getting control of this point. And they are just holding on. You see Chippy Chips trying to get in here, but no good. Belfast Storm have this one locked down completely. Not a bit of time in as Eat Your Rice picks up 1. But will get quickly traded out by the looks of it. 2 points on the board, virtually nothing. And you look at the spawns. Interesting rotations coming in here around the side as you've got Donald Grump trying to get around the spawns, but Mixo was aware and now is in the back. And it's 4-0 for Mixo early doors. As Bappercat also sitting in the point. And this is just a killing spree. Bappercat is just sitting, holding. Shane C going to try and get up, but again, he's just the last player up for his side. Team Dog not really getting a look in here. As Belfast Storm, mean business, trying to get rotated up around this map as well, but you can see on your map there's rotations coming in behind. Shane C manages to pick up that kill, and folks, let's check the codcaster really quick. I knew I was missing something. Player numbers. Scott. Has that even switched on so we can see the player numbers? I don't know. Yes, we can see them now on the map. Apologies for that, folks. Jordy Scanlad picking up that kill. Team Dog. We're on the scrap, but now it's Mixo. Just kind of anchoring back. Holding those spawns. And it's Jordy Scanlad absolutely popping off again, folks. Do not trust your codcaster. The codcaster this year, shockingly, a little bugged. We've never seen that before. But Hognock hold up on a 10 spree. Absolutely taking Team Dog to the cleaners here and looking to keep it going. As he manages to stay alive on point, but is going to get flanked, and that's going to be that as Eat Your Rice gets onto the point, and Team Dog, credit to them, trying to keep themselves in on this one. But they do not have any map control whatsoever. I mean, the plays are just next level right now. And folks, if you're wondering, if you don't believe me, it's like, Zeppy, you're lying. You're just terrible at card casting. It's not bugged. Check out the number 48 here on the screen, huh? Cheeky little number 48. Yeah, you tell me Codcaster's not bugged. My God. But folks, Belfast Storm absolutely cleaning up house at the moment. It's hard to even know who to watch because you're safe in hill. You're chilling out. It's nice. Look at you all. Having a nice little time around the hill. Meanwhile, Team Dog are truly scrambling to get any sort of presence on this hill. And I mean, if it isn't clear as who's the more warmed up at this moment in time, I believe it's just been made clear now as Hawknock having the easiest time you'd like it defending. And I want to point out a very key stat here as well, as you have another clean sweep on this defense, is look at old Bappercat here. 2 minutes and 3 seconds on the hill and counting. I mean, you talk about your old-fashioned type of role-playing in Call of Duty, which has very much come back for this Black Ops 6. He's absolutely having it down to a T. 2 minutes and 11 in hill. So over like 120 seconds, 131 seconds of that 141 has had Bappercat in and around that hill, just to show the level of dominance that he's had. But meanwhile, Eat Your Rice, again, trying to do something. But this is just a case of, you know, where Team Dog have their moments, Belfast just have their consistency and clean up house as they are painting that kill feed blue. Should be painting it red again, folks. If you're just tuning in, I apologize for that bit of technical issue on the side of the Codcaster. But the colors are the wrong way around in terms of on the board. Belfast Storm, they are red on the top right for you, but they are blue on the actual colors on the maps. As meanwhile, we do take a look at the maps. You take a look at this positioning here now as well, as Team Dog are around the back, but Donald Rump getting a big kill. I believe it was Donald Rump, unless I mixed it up. No, it was Donald Rump that died. It was Mixo. My God, folks, you can really tell that I'm not at it today. But you have Belfast Storm once again on time, breaking through like it's nothing, and Team Dog just left wanting. And folks, perhaps are we seeing a bit of an evident skill gap here in this Division 1, you know, come true already. It was always bound to happen, folks. Season 1, you're going to have a variety of skill difference, but again, make no mistake about it, Belfast Storm are a team that is here to win it. They are not here to come top of the group. They're not here to get to a semi-final, a winner's final, and then be able to shake hands, say that they had a good time. They are here to go all the way and come away with that prize money. And by this showing, they are showing the league that they mean business, as this is complete control, complete dominance, 54 to 208. Hawknock on that scrap. Team Dog, they have rotated, but for how long they'll hold is the big question. Donald Rump trying to flank around and do something here, but it may be in vain. Shut my mouth, as he gets a big kill at a key position, but playing the life is important here. And if you look on your map, a quick reflank is potentially coming in round the back. There's Mixo trying to get Mixie in underneath and get that key area, but taking out Donald Rump, and Chippy Chips actually doing a fairly decent job here of just at least maintaining something around that hill. And look, whether or not they pull themselves back into this game, I think it's fair to say that that is all but not going to happen at this stage. But it is about the little things, right? It's about what you could do in just certain moments to take forward into the rest of the season, and ultimately a learning experience for these players as well to figure out where they can do better. Because again, they are playing against the potential champions of this whole COD Ireland. And managing to get the scrap points at least, where at the beginning it didn't look like they were going to be able to do that, but getting 73, maybe going to be able to get themselves to that 100 mark if they can break into this hill. And for a team who are maybe just coming into this trying to suss out their own level as well, definitely having a good first stab at it against elite opposition. But folks, once again, look at that time. Bappercat, 3 minutes 10 and rising. God, I know what else is rising looking at that scoreline as this ticks up. 256, 257, 258. There's going to be no contention. And just like that, Belfast Storm take that one. I believe it was 250 to 73. My God, folks, what a performance. As we make sure to get that updated. My word. 250 to 73. Belfast Storm absolutely demolishing their opposition in that map number 1 to show that they mean business. They are dangerous. And GG's to both of them there. As we move back over to the screen where you can see Belfast Storm coming away as the clear victors of that map 1 and putting their best foot forward. As I can see, folks, on the Twitch, over 100 people currently watching you, absolute legends. Whoever is tuning in, appreciate you massively. I am seeing that chat moving. You're all legends. If you want to support what we're doing, you can join the Discord. I'm sure our mod will throw a Discord link in there somewhere. If you want to support us, we are not currently affiliated on Twitch, so if you want to support us, there's a donation link at the bottom. Folks, you're absolutely smashing it here. This is what we want to see. Months of hard work has gone into this, and you here tonight are making it worth it. As you're sitting here watching these games and watching Belfast Storm have an absolute storm, as Team Dog are going to be looking to try and pull themselves back into it. Folks, we're going to get set up for this map number 2. We're going to be bringing it your way quickly. Do not go anywhere. Map 2 will be with you in just a moment or so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're going to be getting underway in just a second, loading into this map 2. Let's see if that is true. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe we're not ready to go. It seems like we nearly are. And of course, folks, make sure to show love to both of these teams as well, coming in playing the inaugural game. Absolute legends being put on show here for you tonight, and there's going to be so much more action like this from COD Ireland as well. Like, let me bring this over to say it quickly, folks. I gotta say it right here, right now. COD Ireland will be bringing you so much action over these next couple of months. You're going to be seeing streams on here, I believe, every Thursday, including this Thursday. Thursday is going to be the regular. This is just a special opening night, and I could plug and plug and plug, but we don't even have time for that because map number 2 is about to get underway. Protocol, search and destroy. And Belfast Storm will be looking to search and destroy the opposition. Worst pun of 2024 award going here to Zepcast on the inaugural COD Ireland stream. But folks, they do smell blood. It is clear. It's what they can do with it now. Can they go 2-0 up in this series, or if Team Dog got that dog in them to fight back? We're about to find out as we begin round number 1. Take a look at the way they're all setting up here. Mixo getting that first kill on the underground. Chippy Chips on the ground. As you can see, the setup on that under. So we go down to Bapper Cat. Gonna try and do a sneaky here. Working their way up, and as you can see, the graphics have been corrected. Tunnel Rump picking up 1, making this a 2v3, so Team Dog in with a little bit of a chance here. But Mixo picking up that one to make it a 3v1. And Belfast Storm win round number 1. Folks, apologies. I'm just going to leave the overlay up for the moment, as I didn't set something up to get rid of the overlay quick and easy on my end. So rather than me tabbing out of the game all the time, you just forgive a little bit of an overlay setting up there for now. Again, folks, first broadcast. Don't hate me, please. Try my best here. But a good round for Belfast Storm. And folks, another Codcaster glitch. It's saying that Team Dog won the round. They absolutely didn't win the round. As once again, we have number 48, Jordy Scanlad here. Codcaster, I absolutely love you for being patched. So patched. But Bapper getting a 3, I believe, in that first round. Going to be trying to get 3 more, perhaps, as they make their way onto the A site. I'm going to be looking to get that bomb down quickly. It is Hawknock that got that first kill. Jordy Scanlab picking up another. We're absolutely missing them on the cams here, folks. But that bomb is down. A 4v2 scenario, and Tunnel Drop is going to get 1. But this is a very hard position to break, especially when you're a man down 3v2. Chippy Chips kind of surveying that site and how to get in. Belfast Storm are happy with the setup that they have at the moment. Jordy Scanlag getting 1. Tunnel Drump has revealed his position on the map. Hogdog's going to chase that, but Tunnel Drump with a great kill. 2v1, 20 seconds left on the clock. Going for the shots on Bapper Cat, but a great setup there from Belfast Storm, who just held on very nicely there. They knew where the danger was coming from. And love the way that they sat up there. You see Bapper Cat just holding that heady, peeking, making himself available with Jordy Scanlad in the corner, just ready to jump out for that assist where needed. That is something from the training ground. That has to be. You can't convince me otherwise. As we once again start off round number 3. Team Dog getting a couple of kills, but not able to come away with a round. And you take a look at this map. Where are they going to go? This bomb is going towards, and maybe going to get a little bit of good fortune underneath. It's hard to say. There's action going on underneath. This Tunnel Drum's going to try and get in. Being followed though, and Mixo with the sub. Getting the job done and rotating back around. Just picking off Team Dog, who are really struggling here. Eat Your Rice is in trouble. He didn't hear the glass break. His Hawknock takes that one. Or was that Mixo that got that one? I think this Codcaster has just completely messed itself up, folks. So it's going to lie to you today. So just keep that in mind. As Belfast Storm take another round and take that one rather comfortably, quite convincingly, and are looking dangerous. And Belfast Storm flawless in this search and destroy so far, looking to keep it up as we get to see the beautiful gold amass from Jordy Scanlad. And folks, do keep in mind as well that we are going to be keeping up with GAs as and when we can. We are not punishing heavily for GAs to begin with, as we are a new league with a lot of new players. And we're phasing in the GAs, but we're phasing them in rather quickly. So do keep in mind, a lot of the weapons that you're seeing here, we know that they're not being played with in the pros, but they're going to be dealt with eventually. We can't be too forceful on a lot of people as well who wouldn't know. And the GAs are very hard to keep up with at the beginning of the game. So forgive us all, folks, and forgive the players in front of you. They mean no harm. They simply play Call of Duty. And folks, Team Dog being fooled into thinking they've taken a round, but of course the Codcaster lies again. as we've been the Geordie Scanlad camp for a little while here, we're going to move on to Bapper Cat, who's really having fun on this map. If the stats at the bottom right are to be believed, on a 7 streak. Better not be calling in any of those streaks, because they ain't just GA'd, they outright banned. But Bapper Cat in a little bit of trouble here. He tries to pick up that kill, but Shane in with a massive 2. Is this potentially the moment where Team Dog sneak around? They're going straight for the plant. Hawknock picking up a big kill on the outside though, and even though Team Dog get into the site, they do not have any control of it at the moment, as they just get a little overzealous with the peaks. They don't lock down the site, and Belfast Storm pick up another round. And things are looking a little dire now, to say the least. And a 6-0 on the cards. Is it to be on board with Hawknock, who's on hot form, as everyone is at Belfast Storm at this current moment in time? The push is aggressive. Look at the way they're just advancing up as Mixo, or Bapper Cat, I think, dancing, just diving around the corner, and Hawknock following up. I don't know who's who anymore. Codcaster just lies. It's nothing but incessant lies. But Hawknock throwing that stun down to do damage, and they are just so aware of where everyone is. Geordie Scanlad cleans up in the end. Or Hawknock, whoever it was, and Belfast Storm take that one. A clean 6-0. And this, ladies and gentlemen, can be described as nothing else other than a demonstration in how to absolutely decimate your opposition. As they're having fun out there, Belfast. Flawless all round. Again, don't trust the stats, Codcaster. It's a lying, tempting mistress who might feed you stories, but they are stories nonetheless. And folks, map mode screen, we take a little look. A 6-0 to the side of Belfast Storm, who are just continuing to look like a team who are ready to rip their way through the COD Ireland League Division 1 Group B, having very, very strong team on their hands. And folks, I will say to you right now, we are going to get ready to prep for this map number 3 and get this kicking off. Belfast Storm are hot, and I'm sure they'll be looking to continue on that vein of form, so do not go anywhere. We will be bringing you map number 3, Protocol Control, in just a couple of moments. Ladies and gentlemen, to whom all it may concern, we are just about ready to get underway with map number 3, where we return to Protocol, this time for Control. And you talk about a team in Control, as unfortunate as it might be to say for the side of Team Dog, it is Belfast Storm who seem to have complete control here at the moment. And this could potentially be it. Best of luck to both of these teams as we get into this one. Map number 3. Here we go. As we start on board with Hawk Knock on this Control. Moving away. Round to A early, but it is B where that damage is being done seemingly early, as the first 2 kills going their way. Hawk Knock getting moved up through as well, and potentially already looking to do damage. Spawn, has he got the good reads here? He absolutely does. Frying player number 1 going in for another, and oh dearie me, is there a spawn trap on the cards, as we are just going to continue with what we're seeing here. Why would we move from this? Well, we're going to move because he eventually gets taken out. Chippy Chips this time for Codcaster, deciding them to be number 68 of all numbers, managing to pick up that kill. But folks, already the live discrepancy is kicking in, 26 to 22, but no ticks as of yet. But it does look like they're beginning to lock in on this site now, as Mixo picks up 2, Chippy Chips with 1, but quickly getting taken out by Mixo on Belfast Storm. They are just a level above in that regard. They're always there for the trades and always making life difficult for Team Dog, who look like they may have a moment. Mixo multi-kill of 3, 24 to 16, and they are just holding down this point. Dare I say, making it look easy, as they lost a few lives at the beginning, but not phasing them as they're playing together, picking up the kills, controlling the middle of the map, which is so key on Protocol. And with that A done and the lives virtually decimated, Chippy Chips trying to help keep up the numbers, but maybe in vain. But Team Dog with a good wipe there, 19 to 13. The live situation is not good. Not good whatsoever. But this B site now is what needs captured. And you can see where Belfast Storm are sitting up, trying to move through this mid-map to get control. Always playing for the control of the map and control of the spawns. Tunnel Run, Chippy Chips, who knows? As I said, Codcaster's lying, but Hawk Knock takes him out in the end up, and he's holding on to that point, absolutely frying. Can he keep it going here? No, he eventually gets taken out by who I believe to be Shane. Again, who knows at this point? Maybe none of them are real. Maybe I'm not real. Codcaster is just a figment of our imagination. I'm just talking to a wall. That's what it feels like sometimes, just a brick wall. With 14v9, the lives definitely better than maybe would have been expected after those first 2 showings, as they are picking up the numbers. But Hawk not coming in for a big 2. But Donald Rump managing to sort them out, but can't keep it going, as the kills just aren't coming through enough across the board. 10v6, make that 9v6, 40 seconds left on the clock. This is almost definitely going to come down to lives, and Belfast Storm are going to try and push more and more quick now to try and decimate those lives. 8v4, no respawns remaining, have to play your life to a T. That was a close one around the back, as Eat Your Rice picks up 1. I'm just trying to hold that position now. 7v4, turning at the wrong time. Maybe it's hard to tell. This is a very big engagement between Mixo and Eat Your Rice, as Chippy Chips picks up a vital 1. 6v2 though, huge kills in Belfast Storm, and they get onto the point. And you can see now on your map, the Team Dog are out of position. Belfast Storm are in position, and all of a sudden it is a 6v1. What was so close yet so far is looking even further away, as Chippy Chips trying to go for the little punch there, as he had someone running at him, but ultimately not to be, as Belfast Storm go 1-0 up in this Control. Closer than might have been expected, but ultimately Belfast Storm still looking strong, picking up the rounds. And they 100 clubbed on map 1. They got a 6-0 on map 2. Could we see a 3-0 on map 3 in what would be a monstrously strong performance to open up the COD Ireland League? Folks, remember, this is just one of many games that are taking place tonight, tomorrow, all through the month. 38 teams competing for prize pools across 2 divisions, where they are split into 2 groups, playing each other once, and the top half of each group is moving on to a playoff to win, to have a chance to win that division. So COD Ireland is here. Irish Call of Duty is back like it never left, and better than ever. As you can see that there was over 100 of you in here watching, still sitting in those 90s, you absolute legends. But speaking of legends, we have to talk about legendary performances, and that brings us back to what we're seeing here right now, where, you know, we've talked about this potentially being a showcase game to try and instill fear into the rest of the division to show what these players in this team can do, and Belfast Storm are the ones putting the fear of God into the opposition as they have been completely dominant in this defense. They are just holding on. A few ticks have gone, but they have lost virtually no lives, as Hawknock is just that free roaming player who's getting into areas to do damage, getting round the back, having a little bit of fun with it here, as this map control is just on point. You can tell by the way that they're playing this, the communication must be on key, as opposed to a complete lack of understanding of what's going on the side of the opposition. As Hawknock, how has he not been taken out of spawn yet? We're just watching as he is just dancing around the spawn, continuing to do damage through the back. They finally clocked that he's in the back and are going for the chase, but he still nearly gets out with his life. And was that a solid minute to minute and a half of Hawknock just going absolutely ballistic in the spawns, rotating round back and left, a pick from A, back round to B, another pick, so on and so forth. I mean, doing so much damage, and now 24-10. Maybe Team Dog have given up hope a little bit in this series, and understandably so, because they cannot get a look in here. 24-7, the lives continue to dwindle as Team Dog get kills here and there, but ultimately Team Dog, they only have 3 ticks to show for this, and they do not have a round. And these lives, it is just absolutely dire. As Hawknock, no, he's taking hostages. No, please, we'll pay you. Just let him go, all right? He's got a wife. He's got a kid. Oh my God, that he used him to. His teammate killed him. This is an absolute demolition, folks. I'm so sorry that you had to watch that as Belfast Storm go 2-0 up in this control. I mean, who doesn't love a good behind hug? I know we all do, but something tells me that wasn't as wholesome as he's just holding on for dear life. And Chippy Chips not only getting taken out, but putting bullets into his brothers in arms in the process. Oh my God. It's hard to watch, folks. Avert your gaze. This is brutal. But Team Dog, again, it's a learning experience for them. They have a chance here. They are playing against a team which could very well be the winners. I mean, your very tippy top of opposition that not only Ireland has to offer, but even like a challengers level would have to offer. I mean, Belfast Storm, that roster that they have put together is a roster to behold across the entire amateur Call of Duty scene, to say the least. As Hawknock, Bapper Cat combining for 3 to completely push back Team Dog, and Chippy Chips just not picking up the right locations at the right time. And oh my God, control is an understatement as Bapper Cat finishing the job off with a pistol. And they are just holding on to this point. Oh, Bapper Cat, how are you doing this? Please, all of you, calm down. Just calm it. There's no need. Why do this? But hey, it's gone. It's gone as quick as can be. Only 2 lives gone for Belfast, and Team Dog, have they put the controllers down? I wouldn't blame them, because this game has been a toughie to say the least, but it looks like it's going to be nearly over for them here in this game number 1, the inaugural game of the COD Ireland League. But game number 2 coming shortly after was scheduled for 10 o'clock. May start slightly sooner given how this one has gone, but we will see if the teams will be ready in time. Of course, we won't push that on them, but 24v11, 1 tick on already at B, A completely clean. And this It's not just the beginning of the end, folks. It's virtually the end of the end, as they are on point. They are picking up the kills. They don't have complete control of the mid, but the way that they're killing, the way that they're playing, they don't even need complete control. As Jordy Scanlad, I believe, got a 3-piece there, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe at least a 2, but 21-5. Lives are gone. They're not even on B anymore. They smell blood. They want to clean up. And as it's now 21-3, they're just trying to stay alive and spawn, but they know where they are. They are just sniffing out this opposition like it's no man's business. And without further ado, folks, I believe that is going to be it. Belfast Storm coming away with map number 3 in a solid 3-0, and arguably the most convincing performance of the evening, as it looks like they didn't even break a sweat against their opposition. Enjoyed that one, went to battle, went to war, but it wasn't a war. It was a genocide. It was a decimation of Team Dog, who may have a long season ahead of them, but credit to them for going up against one of the hottest teams in the league, to say the least. As ladies and gentlemen, that is your final scoreline for game number 1 of the evening. Division 1 Group B kicking off with an absolute banger, as Belfast Storm are convincing winners of game number 1 of the COD Ireland League. Congratulations to Belfast Storm, commiserations to Team Dog, who at the very least need to find themselves going back to the drawing board just a little bit here if they want to stand a chance of making it to the playoffs this season. Whew. Folks, hype in the chat for both of these teams. Can we just say it right now? We've just seen 2 teams open up the COD Ireland League. Could potentially be a moment in history here, and over 100 of you have witnessed this here this evening. So some hype in the chat for your winners and your losers. Remember, COD Ireland, what this is all about is bringing people in, giving people a chance at the highest level of Ireland, but also just giving opportunities for people to come in, to learn, to grow, to understand the competitive space, to enjoy playing Call of Duty and play against the best that Ireland has to offer across the whole entire island of Ireland. So folks, massive round of applause for all these teams here, and for every other team that we're going to see in this league, because we're going to be seeing a lot of teams. We're going to be seeing some strong opposition, some not as strong opposition, but we're all here, we're all in it together, we're all playing to have fun, we're all playing to compete, and that is what it is all about. And folks, I'm going to take you right back here, because we are not done tonight. It's not over. It's not over for Team Dog. That may be a game they're happy to be over and done and dusted and in the bin, the back burner, but for us on broadcast tonight, we have another game for you due to start at 10 o'clock, which we're going to be beginning the setup for now. We may even get it started a little early. So what I will say to you, I actually do have a message here from the team. We'll be able to get started. We might get started a little early. No promises yet. What I will say to you, keep the stream on. Go get some popcorn, get a glass of water. It's only just beginning. And we're only showing 2 games tonight, but folks, this is just the opening broadcast. We are going to be having live games from this league broadcasted every single Thursday, and it is going to be 3 games, 3 full games. So any team playing in the league who wants their game covered on one of our streams just needs to get in contact with either myself or an admin team, make a ticket, whatever it may be. Again, we're a small team, folks, but we're doing everything we can, and we're also hoping to expand the team. We want to bring in independent casters who want to come in and cast games where it can't be covered on the stream. We want to, we want to bring in more admins to help out with the back end of things. There's a lot to do, as I'm sure many of you are aware with this type of thing, and we could use all the help that we can get. But so far, we are just incredibly supportive of the fact that you guys have chosen to be here today to watch the COD Ireland League open up, and a great league we have ahead. Folks, I'm done with the waffle for now. We're going to be seeing game number 2 shortly, so make sure not to go anywhere, folks. You won't want to miss it. We're going to go to a Be Right Back screen where you're going to see the final results of this game 1. But then eventually we'll be going to a Starting Soon screen as we get all the graphics switched to get ready for game number 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. Game 2, it's on its way. ladies and gentlemen, we witnessed an unbelievable game one. I was about to say game two, where we saw Belfast Storm absolutely rip through Team Dog to show why they are one of the teams to be in the Call Ireland League, could potentially be one of the grand champions of this Division 1. But while we have seen what was a trouncing in Division 1, we are now moving on to Division 2 to see what teams have for us here today, where we have LA Robbers versus Pappy. And it should be an absolute banger, folks. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Really looking forward to continuing and getting these games underway, and they are going to be getting underway ASAP. Don't worry about it. So folks, without further ado, because the players are already in, they are practically ready to go, so we are going to fly through with the pleasantries and introductions here. Don't worry about that. So without further ado, folks, I did have to update everything, so let's fingers crossed, hope it's right. Let's take a look at the maps and modes we are going to be seeing in this series. Beginning with a map number 1, same as before, we are finding ourselves on a cheeky little vault hardpoint. Both of these teams have decided that they want to have a stab at the map that has just been seen live on stream once before, where Team Dog arguably put their best effort in against Belfast Storm, but we're seeing two very different types of oppositions now facing each other here, so we could see this map play out in incredibly different ways to what we seen that first time around. But one thing is for sure, it's going to be a very interesting watch. But is it going to be more interesting than our map number 2, where we will find ourselves homeward bound to Skyline Search and Destroy? Wouldn't you love to live here, folks? I know I would, minus all the people running around trying to kill each other. What a map. What an amount of fun that can be had on this map. And it's going to be a very interesting one to see how this plays on a Search and Destroy, arguably a fan favorite, one of my particular favorite maps. And will it be for these teams as well? I suppose it's been chosen, so it is a possibility. But Search and Destroy can lead to all kinds of surprises on that map number 2. But moving on to map number 3, we see the return of map number 1, seeing a little vault control. Both of these teams deciding vault is the one that they want to be playing in this evening, it seems, as this map makes another appearance on the 3rd. So if you're a team that likes vault, then you may be in for an absolute treat here, as this could potentially be the map for you. But of course, it's hard to judge. We don't know what this opposition is like. We don't know how they're going to face off against each other. So there is plenty of variables in the mix yet, and this map surely won't disappoint. But if we continue, we move on to a little rewind hardpoint, switching it up on the map selections here. A rewind hardpoint will definitely be interesting, a bit of a change up from what we've seen before. And if we do make it this far, this map is a bit of a curveball, and I have a love-hate relationship with it. Do I like it yet? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but it's not about what I think. It's about what these teams think. So we will see how they manage, if, of course, we make it all the way to the glorious, the wonderful map number 4. And if it goes all the way, we find ourselves in map 5 with a red card Search and Destroy. And folks, red card, fan favorite of who? I don't know. No one, probably. But a map that we could see nonetheless. How does this one play out? If we make it all the way, we've seen such a varied map pool in this one. So honestly, it'd be too close to call if we make it this far. But one thing is for certain, if we make it this far, we have a hell of a series on our hands. And folks, that is just evident here as we see Week 1, Division 2, Group B of the COD Ireland League, LA Robbers versus Pappy. These are your maps, these are your modes. Folks, we're not going to do any fussing about. We're going to get the final few checks ready before we get on board with game number 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a second. So folks, we are getting underway in just a second, but as we were literally getting this map ready to go, we had a lobby timeout once again. Private matches just showing their value. Thank you very much for all the hard work that's been put into just making them the pinnacle of whatever. They're a pinnacle of something, alright, of what we may not be allowed to say on stream, but they certainly are something this year, that they seemingly are every year these days. But man, Division 2 Group B, LA Robbers versus Pappy. I mean, look, going back to Belfast Storm versus Team Dog, I mean, it was a trouncing, but we did see similar maps come up in a Vault and Protocol, and a team who were very confident in the way that they wanted to play. However, looking at this, we're in a lower division. It could be a little more mixy. We're having a huge variety of maps. A Vault and Skyline, back to Vault. Vault and Skyline are quite different, which means we could end up going into the next two maps, Rewind and Red Card, which are very different altogether. So it is on the cards for this to be all over the place. One that potentially goes all the way through no fault of either team, than it just being a chaotic experience, right? But it is on the cards, and folks, I'm seeing that viewership number just climb back up. Y'all are absolute legends. I wanted to put a little chat thing in the corner. I didn't get the time to do it, so I don't have the chat on the screen, but y'all are showing some serious support and absolutely love it. Your voice matters, your voice is appreciated, and we are so happy that you are here today to check out the games as we are about to get underway with game number 1, folks. It is Vault Hardpoint, LA Robbers versus Pappy, on the way to the Vault. But who's gonna crack the code of how to play this series? Best of luck to both of these teams. Will be an absolute cracker to say the least, but who's going to start off warmer? It's always the big question. Who is firing hot on all cylinders? But that question about to be answered, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go for game number 1, as we are on board with LA Robbers, on board with Nutty, going absolutely nuts straight into that point as they're trying to go quick. And Nutty getting pushed up quick. LA and Sean. Of course, we have the number problem again, as we see in the last game, folks. Keep an eye on that. 64. Thank you very much, Codcaster. Things a little bit all over the place, but that is to be expected from time to time, as LA Robbers have complete control of this hill to begin with, and Pappy are struggling to get through. LA Robbers stealing point 1, but Chimpy managing to get in and get a kill before getting taken out rather quickly. So it's fair to say this has been a complete control as LA Robbers just continue to dominate on that first point. This is already echoing what we have seen before in game number 1, where we had a dominant team. Will that be switched up? We will see. It is LA Robbers. You take a look at the map. They've rotated well for that next point, but Pappy are round the back. They do have a chance to break through, but look who's watching it. If we could actually get to them, it's Alan watching round the back. And oh man, LA Robbers, they didn't keep the spawns, but they were feeling confident in their push out to get the kills, and they have not been proven wrong in doing so, as they are just decimating this opposition early doors. Alan on that killing spree of 5. Pappy struggling to do much out of the gate here. They are trying their best, but their best may not be enough, as Nutty has the kills, already having the time in hill. 105 in hill. Practically all of that time that they have ticked up so far has been their own, and getting another off the hill as well. But Pappy Joyce coming in for a nice little 2, and you know, we're just having a bit of a disparity here early on. You have Joyce and Baxter picking up a couple of kills, not doing too bad, but you have Killer and Chimpy struggling to get off the board here at this stage. It happens to the best of us, folks, but they're trying, and we know God loves a trier, as Nutty continues to move on to the point, but this time getting taken out by Baxter. But as soon as that happens, we do have Sean just absolutely mowing down his opposition to get onto that point and continue the dominance that LA Robbers have been experiencing so far. I mean, just the moment where Pappy look like they have a look in, it's snatched right from them. But again, you look at where they're set up on the map. For those people who are looking to learn about Call of Duty, look at where that P4 is going to be on the bottom left, and look at where LA Robbers are positioned. Number 3 has the height, they have the control of the point, control of the map, and control of the rotations, where Pappy are left flailing miles away from point 3 and even further from point 4. The map dominance just not there for this side at the moment, and it's telling in that score. Even though they're picking up kills here and there, they are accounting for very little. They get a bit of scrap, but then you see where that next point is, folks. And again, it is just an education for people, you know, who may not know as much about Call of Duty as some, because again, a lot of new people to this, so it's to be expected. They're not really on the point yet, but you can see Hutchie just gets on that point, and we take a look and we pan back. You have Pappy stuck in the center, and the push out is happening. I mean, this is just a dominant hold from LA Robbers here, who are just comfortably on that point. Hutchie having to do very little, and Chimpy is going to try and get himself around the back here, but going to get shot in the back very quickly by Sean, who really does seem to be playing that roaming role to just absolute perfection here. Just getting pushed around, getting flanks, and getting kills. They're actually getting kills to the point where there doesn't seem to be as much structure needed in their setups now. It's getting a little bit more free-flowing on that front line as they're pushed up, trying to get those kills but getting taken out. Pappy killer with 1, but of course, because even the kill feed's breaking now, not registering all the kills. I mean, you absolutely love to see it, but LA Robbers on this point 155 to 11, giving a little bit of a demonstration at the division of skill even in this lower division. I mean, showing just the range of players that we have gotten in this season 1. And one thing, you know, that we will promise to players as well is more teams trickle in and we're able to get more divisions going. There will be a better split for skill level. So for a lot of players coming in who are thinking of taking part and thinking that this level may not be for them, or even for the teams competing, what we can say is that as it progresses, we get more in, we split the divisions to further account for the skill level, which means ultimately there's going to be a place for all these players to play. But a nice introduction to Call of Duty in Ireland for both of these teams, especially for LA Robbers, who seem to be loving what they're doing here so far in this Division 2, making things look rather simple to say the least, as Alan just holds. And again, it's almost quieting down. Even though LA Robbers are dominating, there's just nothing really happening here in regards to popping off. I mean, the game is getting a little bit buggy. Perhaps that's on my end, perhaps it's on theirs. It's hard to tell. It is hard to tell at the moment. It looks like it's maybe the lobby's end, unfortunately. You do hate to see it, but not that that was accounting for much anyway, as LA Robbers are just continuing to be dominant. Pappy have not got any time since now, really, but before that you're talking previous P3, maybe P1 even. I mean, this has been a shutout by LA Robbers, and dare I say it, I think we could be seeing 2 quick game 3s potentially here this evening, as the team's already getting a feel for just who's out there and what games may be tougher than the other. And we did talk about Belfast Storm being the team to watch in that Division 1. Well, look out Division 2. You have LA Robbers here, who might be the most fearsome opposition in Division 2. Of course, it is yet to be seen. It is very, very early doors, as Pappy Joyce trying desperately to stay alive there, briefly doing so, but not if Alan has something to say about it. Hutsy 22 to 9, and Nutty 15 and 12, but 2 minutes 30 on that point. They are having a good old time of it here, as it's now 245 to 21. It doesn't look like they're going to slow down. There's a challenge on the point where they're actually going to get in, get spawns, and get a little bit of time. But I mean, it would be the definition of perfect hard point to win it from here. It's going to be virtually impossible as LA Robbers get in, lock in, and finish this one. Oh dear, folks. 250 to 24. That is a score line that you don't normally see, don't like to hear, but I tell you, it's the score line that we've got for you in this one. LA Robbers feeling confident in the way that they were performing there, looking confident, and we're the shining definition of firing on all cylinders. Holy moly. Ladies and gents, map number 1 is done. And a solid performance, I think, will be one of the understatements of the season so far, as the season is kicking off with 2 swinging matches, it seems. As Belfast Storm coming through with the early knockout in game 1, and LA Robbers looking like they're going to be able to do the same here after an absolute decimation in map number 1. But of course, folks, map number 2 is on the way. And maybe, just maybe, Pappy will have learned something that they can take into this next one. Unlikely, but we will see. Make sure not to go anywhere, folks. Game number 2 is on its way, and it'll be here in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope we wouldn't have long to wait, and our hopes and our prayers have been answered, as we are making our way, should I say, into game number 2. Map number 2. God, I'm all over the place. What are you at, Sepp? Come on, for God's sake. But folks, map number 2 is about to get underway. A skyline. Search and destroy. The pace slows right down, but will LA Robbers slow down? Highly doubt it, but maybe Pappy will have something to say about that. Best of luck to both of these teams. Round number 1 gets underway. Here we go on the beautiful skyline. It is a quick hit over to A, and Alan already with 1 as they get early control of this site. That bomb is down and the setup is in. Pappy Joyce looking like they're trying to get around the back, but a player down, a 2-to-1 split. How do they attack this one? It's all up to the other players as we go on board with Baxter. Let's see what he can do. Red like an absolute buck. The quick plant could lead to an even quicker round as LA Robbers come away with that round number 1. And this is a confident performance, to say the least, from LA Robbers, who are really showing what they are made of so far. Swiftly dispatching the opposition in round 1. And now onwards and potentially upwards, unless Pappy have something to say about it, as they get a little offensive round of their own. Trying to mimic the play, it seems, by going to A, but how will they cope with the onslaught? 2 come in. Baxter gets 1 but is in trouble. Well, Pappy Killer with 2, and all of a sudden it's down to Sean, who's picked up 1, was in huge trouble, gets away with the life, and all of a sudden, folks, we're finding ourselves in a 1v1. Sean struggling to get away with the life, but does, and manages to get back, get healed, and they can't be overzealous on the push. Good play here for the plant. You see exactly where they are on the map, folks, facing head to head, and Baxter taken out by Sean. Oh, Sean, no, Sean, what do we do? What do we do? Taunting. Close but no cigar for Pappy, who get the plant down, but the mistake is made just running straight forward after getting that plant down, maybe expecting the opposition player to have moved, but not to be, as LA Robbers, while it gets shaky, they still do come away with the round, and those are the ones that Pappy need to be winning if they want to try and come back into this one, folks, because they're struggling, and this is going to be a long series for them, and they need those kind of swing rounds to go their way where it's a 1v1, a 2v1, whatever, where it hangs in the balance, it's up in the air. It absolutely has to go their way. We've been on board for the two offenses. Let's take a look at how Pappy set up for this defense. But it also looks like that bomb is going down very quickly in A, and Pappy are making a huge mistake here of just neglecting A, even though it was the push the last time, and Alan picking up, or should I say Hudsey picking up. Very quick, very nice kill. Pappy Joyce answering back though, 3v3. Plenty of time to get pushed down here. Ignore at the top of the screen, says folks, as well with the best of 9. Another glorious Codcaster issue as LA Robbers are set up nicely for this defense. And they picked up the kills, right? And this was the problem. This is the problem with how they've decided to play this round, Pappy. They got far too defensive and neglectful of the site that they knew was looking very likely to be the site of choice for that push. And Baxter just being left with absolutely no options here, having to have this clock run down and eventually being taken out with LA Robbers comfortably winning that round. And this is, folks, where we're seeing maybe a little bit of a tactical prowess difference come forward here. Pappy scared, or either banking that the switch would happen to be and it didn't happen, and then allowing LA Robbers too much time to continue to go forward and push out. And then they just had complete control of A from every single side, and Pappy just had too much on their hands. Was not meant to be. And folks, for those of you watching, whether you're watching live on Twitch, you're watching this on YouTube, whatever it may be, if you're on Twitch and you want to support, donation link is down below, because we are not affiliated as of yet. And if you want to support, make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow and join the Discord as well. And you could potentially be one of the teams to show LA Robbers a little bit of mean business, because they're the ones dishing it out at the moment. As I mean, in a blink of an eye, I hadn't even finished shilling and that round was done. I mean, wave after wave now. LA Robbers just looking like they are a different level here as they push through straight into the spawn, pick up the kills, and making that round where it ended up as a 1v1 just look like a little bit of a fluke. Locking in. And now quickly running out of time and options. They need to start getting a few rounds under their belt, but it is not looking likely. You can even see the split on the map from LA Robbers, the way that they are setting up. It is clean, and they are getting those picks as Alan absolutely popping off, and Sean on the 7 spree as well. Alan doing a good job of staying alive. Happy Killer picking up 1. 3v2 scenario. And again, LA Robbers just combining so well there to get that kill, getting it finished, and next thing you know, it's up to Joyce, who picks up a nice 2, has the reads as well, but switched to the pistol and didn't read it quite fast enough. The moments are nearly there for Pappy, but LA Robbers as a unit, and with the kind of lives advantage and situation advantages they're buying themselves, they're able to deal with things when they go a little south on a round by round basis like that. When things get a little scary, they get it done, they get it sorted. And because of that, LA Robbers looking very likely that they could have the clean sweep of not just this map, but the entire series as well. As Hudsey pushes through. Hudsey on the sneak, trying to get round the back. It is being watched and he hasn't spotted it, so first blood coming in. Big 2 for Pappy. But Hudsey with 1 before getting taken out. Or did he get taken out? He didn't get taken out. What's the kill feed telling me? But we found ourselves in a 1v1. How's that happened? I don't know. But LA Robbers risking losing a round, and they have to get that plant, and Chimpy doing a good job making sure to get out of that scenario. 50 seconds left. The bomb plant needs to happen for LA Robbers, but Alan Shirley is going to be looking for that kill. And it looks like he doesn't get it. Shut my mouth. I thought he was going to get that one, but he gets taken out of it, and Pappy rescue around. We're maybe getting a little bit overzealous on the kills, and Pappy just locked up, locked in, and sat back and picked them off one by one, still closer than what they would have liked it. but ultimately getting a vital round where in a league and over time where they're going to be learning a lot as players, they need moments like these. They need moments where they feel like they can break apart opposition, because LA Robbers are looking dangerous here. These are looking like incredibly strong opposition for this Division 2. We've definitely been covering the games where we've seen two teams who look like they're going to be the ones to beat, as we're seeing a huge heavy underground push here, absolute carnage in the vents, and that call out would have been given. So they are pulling out, but the bluff, I think, has been called. They know that the pullout was going to happen after that info. Happy holding on, but the Hellstorm, I believe, coming down to rain hell. But Chimpy getting a big kill, and LA Robbers burning streaks a little bit here, not getting anything to show for it, as we're in a 3v2. And Chimpy getting away with his life, playing that well. They need to try and continue this defense. Hutchie gonna make his way towards A now, it seems. Risking the plant. Surely Pappy Killer has that spot. I think he does, but he's not going to engage straight away. Clever plays now from Pappy. They are learning. Not engaging straight away, but now this one's going down. Sean could go huge, and he does. A huge wide position from Sean has completely turned this one on its head to make it a 2v1. Make that done as LA Robbers come away with this one 6-1 in what was ultimately a dominant performance. While some moments where potentially looked like it could swing the other way, ultimately that was not to be, as LA Robbers locked in, just about to get it done, and still relatively comfortably came away with that map number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, things are heating up. If you're a fan of LA Robbers, because they're heating up in a way where they could potentially be absolutely running through this opposition, making it look easy for them. But how easy will they find it in Control? Going back to Vault, a map they look strong. If Pappy can get themselves over the line in this map, maybe they will find solace in map 4 and potentially map 5. Make sure not to go anywhere, folks. We are getting ready for map number 3, what could potentially be the last map of the inaugural opening evening of the Call of Duty League. Remember, folks, we will be here every single Thursday from here on in, including this Thursday. A brilliant league ahead of us. You won't want to miss it, folks. We'll be right back. Folks, if there's one thing that I am, it's not a liar. I told you we'd be right back, and we are, because we are loading straight into this map number 3 as we return to the map. We've seen a lot this evening. Cheeky little vault, but this time for Control, as LA Robbers have complete control. And they'll be looking to put the nail in a pretty bleak coffin for the opposition here this fine evening. Pappy Esports. No, just Pappy. Trying to rescue a map. LA Robbers trying to see this one through. Best of luck to both of them as we get into this one. Beginning on board with Sean, number 44, which definitely exists in the Codcaster. Definitely not something that's broken. Like, it's a best of 9, of course. Of course we said it's best of 9. That's definitely not an issue with the software, but LA Robbers looking to get straight into spawn. Hutchie gets 2. Sean getting round the back, but oh my god, a bit of unfortunate timing. Pappy Chimpy, turn around before it's too late. How have they not seen each other? How's that happened? Right beside each other in the same room, but not face to face. It's like a romantic story gone wrong. And Sean's still alive. 27 versus 26. They are on that B point. The lie's pretty even, but they have control as they look to just set up in these power positions to drain the lives of Pappy. 26 now versus 23. Pappy were just seemingly completely unaware that they were kind of getting embraced a little bit with just that wrap around. LA Robbers had weaved their way through every player position and line and are now making them pay the price as it's a stack onto B. Sean with a big kill, and that B point is done. Barely any lives gone on both sides. Pretty even on lives almost. But LA Robbers playing that the correct way tactically to come away with that B point, and soon A will follow if Pappy cannot pick up the kills. Sean 1, Nutty, Hutchie, all of them, they're just killing rings around them. That feed has been painted red with the blood of their enemies as LA Robbers now just look to stack in this point, take the point, and what was pretty even on lives has now gone 23 to 13. No map control, no presence at all from Pappy, and no round to save now as round number 1 goes the way of LA Robbers. And folks, I think it is fair to say they are looking strong in this one. But they will need to continue to be strong. I mean, Hutchie just absolutely having the reads, turning around, getting that kill. I mean, they have the edge. They have the edge at the moment. And that doesn't look like it's going to be shaken here. And onwards we go to round number 2. Where this time it is Pappy with that offense. And let's see how LA Robbers sit. Do they go defensive? Do they go offensive? My money's on the offense. As the push is coming through the middle as Sean is looking to get mixy with it quickly and is going to pick up one, taking out Pappy Joyce. And it is Alan, I believe, who took out Pappy Killer. And then Hutchie, so it's all mixed up. It's one ahead. I'm beginning to figure out how the Codcaster is broken, so to speak. What way it decided to break itself this year is Hutchie finding himself in a little bit of trouble. Nearly dodging and ducking up and down to get his way out of that, but ultimately falling to the enemy as it's now 26 versus 25. But again, LA Robbers, they just look for that opportunity to get grasp on the opposition, hold those positions, and then just go to town. We've seen this in the last round. And so far, not a tick on any point, ultimately defending what needs to be defended. Pappy Killer at 1. And ultimately, Sean just coming in, or Alan, I believe it would have been at that point, with a 2, make that a 3. Going to try and potentially make this a 4. Doesn't need to, as it is Hutchie coming in with that kill. And running out of time, Pappy not making a dent. This setup around the mid-map from LA Robbers is excruciating for the side of Pappy, who cannot get a look in. Not going well for them at all here, Pappy. This game number 1... It's game number 1 for Pappy, game number 2 of the evening. It's a very telling story, very similar to that of game number 1, where we did see Belfast Storm absolutely rip through Team Dog, and now a similar scenario unfolding right before our eyes as LA Robbers showing themselves to be tricky opposition for Division 2, to say the least, as they are making light work of Pappy here in this Division 2 Group B. With so many changes yet to come in here, folks, as well. Again, remember, with so many people being new, not knowing the way it is, we're seeing a lot of things being used that are being GA'd and that will be clamped down on, so don't worry about that. We will be making sure to get on top of everything in that regard that we need to. We will be pushing all the teams to check the rules throughout this week. Again, super new for Call of Duty. This scene hasn't seen anything like this before. There's a lot to learn for both newcomers and old-timers who may have not been in the competitive scene in a while with the way these things have changed. And Pappy Joyce is going to really try to get some kills on the board here. It's not been a good KD from them so far. Room to change that though. Maybe going to pick up this one. Ultimately getting out with his life, which was important in that scenario, as it was looking dodgy. But again, you look at that map control, look at LA Robbers, they just have this locked down. They are straight into that mid, straight into defending it almost. It's almost like watching them, it's like they're defending the point even on offense. It's very similar, their setup on both sides. They just get so advanced and get into positions where they can ultimately just play the same game. as now with a few more kills going their way, they're going to make light work of this A as they are borderline spawn trapping their opposition here. Hodgey on the chase, on the prowl, Joyce getting out alive. But again, look at these power positions and look at what's going on over here. Oh, a hostage situation. No, get down, Mr. President. Pappy Baxter. Dancing back and forth. And now just hanging there. A nice little bug there. We love to see it, but the showboating is coming in, folks. You hate to see it, but they feel it's warranted. Hostage situations are inbound. Pappy nowhere in sight in terms of the kills, in terms of the control. They cannot come together as a team, whereas LA Robbers, they are slaying rings round them. They've got the setups down to a T, and it looks like it's going to be an early night for them as they get a clean sweep of the opposition. They're going to stack onto this point, and they are going to get it done right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a strong attempt from Pappy, but an attempt is all it'll be as LA Robbers come away with game number 3, map number 3, and take the game 3-0 in what has been an incredibly strong performance from them. Congratulations to LA Robbers, commiserations to Pappy, who gave it their all, but in this situation was far from enough. And we are going to be seeing teams truly having to go back to the drawing board here if they want a chance to reach the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, your game number 2. We're on week 1, Division 2 Group B, LA Robbers versus Pappy. Another decimation, a demolition derby as they make swift work of Pappy. And folks, it's the week 1 broadcast. We're doing 1 a week, but this week we're doing 2. This was the inaugural opening broadcast, but we are going to be doing these every single Thursday, covering 3 games. So folks, you will not want to miss it. It is going to be an incredible series of broadcasts and an incredible league to watch, where we're having a variety of skill levels. And trust me, folks, it will not disappoint. Before we end, let me take you back. Let me take you back to the good old faces, trying to bring you all this set. But it's not just me, folks. We have an amazing team behind us. We really do have an amazing team. And one of the things we're getting really tough in getting us all set up for this league, I mean, people really pulled it out of the bag. I mean, like, to mention a few names, you have Ben W, Vito Season, Adam, and Delta just have absolutely pulled it together at a time where I did need the help in bringing all this together. And I think because of them, we're going to have a very successful league in our hands, a very cool proposition. And what I will say right here, right now, is this is just the beginning of so much that is to come. And we want to bring on board more casters. We want to bring on board more admins. We want to get sponsorship opportunities to help bring you more things like this. We're looking at running an in-person event in 2025 where talks are going to be continuing to move along on. I can guarantee that. I am in talks. That will be continuing in the new year, so stay up to date for that, folks. We're nearly at 1,000 people in the Discord. We had over 100 people watching this stream. Call of Duty in Ireland is ready to pop off, and I cannot wait to bring you all along on that journey and provide you this platform to play. There's going to be a lot of ups, there's going to be a lot of downs, but regardless, that is just the ebbs and flows of Call of Duty, and we're going to fundamentally just try and have a good time together and enjoy what we all love doing most, getting in and playing some competitive Call of Duty. And folks, I do think that is the best place to leave it. And I'm really glad everyone's been coming in and enjoying it. I've seen a lot of first chatters as well, a lot of new followers. We're sitting at 77 viewers at the moment as well, which is unbelievable. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you for this, because I was hoping maybe to get 40 viewers for this and to sit on 100. Again, the numbers are just being smashed beyond what I thought we could bring in. What I will say, I said it before, but I will say it again for these teams who may be feeling a little disheartened, because while we're seeing some great plays from teams that are going to go on and do really well, that ultimately means that, you know, there's teams that are struggling. And what we have from that is that we got to say it's the first season. That division between players is going to be huge. Once we are able to keep this going, we move into next seasons where we can make the divisions smaller, or we can split them even finer based on their skill level. There will be places for each and every person to play. however you feel about this season 1, from what I've seen across the scene, I have so much like experience around the amateur scene, from casting in other amateur leagues, having the opportunity to work with the casting in the WXC, working with challengers, working on the CCL currently. One thing that I will say to you is that it's always the roughest at the start, and each time it gets a little bit better. So however you're feeling now, I promise that you will feel better about everything that's happening as we continue to move forward. That is something I can absolutely guarantee. So we are building something here, folks, that is for you and is being built by you and by your support. So every bit of support that you show here, it goes an absolutely long way. So again, really do appreciate you. Really hope you enjoyed the broadcast. This will be as a VOD on this Twitch for a couple of days, but we'll also be going straight up to YouTube, where it'll be up obviously in better quality. So make sure to go check out our YouTube. Make sure to follow us there. COD Ireland on most socials, folks. COD Ireland _ on TikTok. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So do make sure to go follow us on all of those. YouTube as well. We have a Kick, but we're not using it. But hey, if you want to follow there, why not? And if you want to support, again, there's always a donation link down at the bottom, and hopefully someday we can get ourselves to affiliate here, or maybe even partner. I mean, God, look at the views we're getting. We could get partner. Why don't we try for partner? I need to stream way more than this to get partner, but hey, anything's possible with a community like you guys. So we ended there, folks. We'll leave it on the end screen for just a minute or two for people who may just be catching up with the end, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one, which will be this Thursday. And I'm seeing the call for more broadcasts. I need to get a lot of information off these players to run these broadcasts. I wish I could, but we don't have the time. So folks, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one this Thursday. 3 games. If you want to play, you want to be featured in those, make a ticket, hit us up, we'll get it sorted, and we'll answer any questions that you have as well. A lot of updates need made in regard to GAs and all of that, so that's coming. That is coming. Just be patient with us. Have a good night, folks. We'll see you soon.